The devil was angry in hell, roaring as he had been unsuccessful in one of his missions, and it might prove costly. Ogun entered the gates of Benin, worn out as a result of his encounter with the desert creature, covered with sand, dirt, and blood. The news arrived at the palace, announcing his return. The Oba of Benin, Sango, Oya, and the council of chiefs went out to welcome him. He presented the labrys to the Oba and was then discharged to tend to his wounds. Sango fell in love with the labrys and wanted it for himself, but Asanobu stopped him, saying the prophecy stated it was up to the labrys to decide who would wield it. This hurt Sango, who felt he was being treated as a minority because he was a visitor in the kingdom of Benin. Meanwhile, the Oba of Benin had sent out Horan to an ally of the Benin kingdom in the eastward direction. Horan utilized his power of flight as he left to meet Inkar, the oldest ally of the Benin kingdom. When Horan arrived at the land of Anyanwu, the home of Inkar and his son Amadioha, Inkar and Amadioha were speaking with Onyema, who was in the spirit realm. Horan told Inkar that his presence was urgently required, as danger was lurking from the spirit realm and the future of Adi was at stake. Without wasting time, Inkar and Amadioha set out for Benin, with Amadioha bringing his ram along. They arrived at Benin. This was the first time Amadioha had journeyed beyond the borders of his homeland. Sango was filled with envy after setting his eyes on Amadioha. He felt like someone had cloned him, as the young man dressed just like him, all in red, huge, muscular, and with a powerful gaze. The only difference was their hairstyle. Sango plaited a suku hairstyle, while Amadioha's dada dangled down to his hairy, muscular chest. Oya had to calm her husband, saying he shouldn't be disrespectful as he was the face of the Oyo people. He shouldn't let his ego ruin him. Inkar and Amadioha sat down with the Oba of Benin and his council of chiefs and Sango. They wanted to decide who would wield the labrys. Sango kept staking his claim that he had the right to wield it as a king and warrior. The council of Benin chiefs kept insisting that this decision would not be made based on popularity, position, or familiarity, as the fate of the descendants was at stake. They were not ready to jeopardize it for anything. Inkar suggested that they should hold a contest to determine who would wield the labrys. The contest was held in a stadium at the center of Benin City, with the audience covered by a shield to protect them from whatever danger came from the contestants in the arena. The contest started. Young and able men stepped into the arena, fought each other, and eliminated themselves until only Sango and Amadioha were left. They wrestled and exchanged blows. Sango didn't understand why he couldn't floor Amadioha, who was giving him a serious run for his money. Sango ran out of ideas and started shooting fireballs at Amadioha. Amadioha kept dodging, replying with blows each time he managed to get close to Sango. Sango, due to frustration, transitioned from shooting fireballs to conjuring lightning. Amadioha replied with lightning of his own. Both were in their elemental forms and powers, forcing the sky to turn dark, with rain about to fall. Sango's eyes burned with red flames, fire coming out of his mouth, while lightning balls formed in his fists. His feet had turned to fire. Amadioha had turned into an all-white, muscular elemental human figure, floating, with lightning and the roar of thunder all around him. The two were about to go at it again in a more deadly combat when Horan yelled at them to stop, much to the audience's surprise. Horan then told the king, the chiefs, Inkar, Oya, and the others that something strange had happened back at the palace. The two men stopped, though Sango wished they hadn't. He was annoyed by the fact that there was someone in existence who could go toe-to-toe with him, not just in mere hand-to-hand combat and physical strength, but also in terms of supernatural efforts. They hurriedly joined the Oba, the chiefs, Inkar, Oya, and Horan, who was already leading the way back to the palace.